A very good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
You all are keeping fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All are keeping fine?
Yes, sir.
Did you read the lesson?
Yes, sir.
Hmm? Did
Yes,
you
sir.
read it? No.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Every day, I am taking only a small portion. Every day you have to read that portion. Then only you will be able to recollect. You will be able to remember that portion with reference to class. Okay, so let us come to page number 20. Page number 20. The policy of apartheid, there we were there. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. For many years, South African people were under the slavery. British people ruled over them, and South African people experienced the pain and pangs of slavery. All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from that profound hurt. So we will spend some years
Sir, profound
in
means
order to forget that pain, that hurt.
profound means
But that, what happened, Fisan?
sir. Profound means profound.
I can't hear you, man.
Sir, profound means profound.
Profound, very much. That's serious. Here means serious, severe. But the decades of oppression, decades means 10 years. Here, not exactly 10 years, decades, many 10 years. That means many years. Decades of oppression, suffering, oppression, suffering, and brutality, cruelty, brutality, brutality, cruelty, 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 brutality. So, oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Tambo's, underline Oliver Tambo's, the Walter Sisulu's, the Chief Luthulis, Yusuf Dadus, Bram Fishers, the Robert Sobucus of our time, men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity that their like may never be known again. You see, but the decades of a long years of oppression, suffering, and cruelty of slavery, was the result resulted in cruelty and suffering. These long years of suffering and cruelty created the created the birth of which people? Oliver Tambos. All these names are the names of freedom fighters. I will explain. All these names are the names of freedom fighters. But all these names are written in plural form. That means Oliver, one I will explain. Oliver Tambo. Tambo. Attend here. Attend here. Look at here. Oliver Tambo is the name of the freedom fighter. Oliver Tambo. Oliver Tambo fought against slavery. In the book, it is written Oliver Tambos. Many Oliver Tambos. What does it mean? Because of the cruelty and suffering, many people reacted like Oliver Tambos. So, many Oliver Tambos means many more freedom fighters like Oliver Tambos. Understood? Next word. Who is that? Walter Sisulus. Walter Sisulus, freedom fighter. This cruelty and suffering created a number of Walter Sisulus, number of freedom fighters with the spirit of Walter Sisulus. Then Bram Fishers, you see Fishers. Bram Fisher. Bram Fisher is the name of the freedom fighter. But Bram Fisher only. But because of the cruelty and suffering in slavery, many slaves received the spirit from Bram Fisher and they joined the freedom struggle. That is why it is called Bram Fishers. Bram Fishers. So, this slavery, the bad experience of slavery, the painful experience of slavery gave birth to many freedom fighters. Many freedom fighters. That is the meaning. Gave birth to Oliver Tambos, the Walter Sislus. You have seen Walter Sisulu. Sisulu. You see, in before the this is proper noun. This is proper noun. Before that, a definite article is kept. The. Then S is added, plural. The Walter Sisulus. So not this Walter Sisulus, the spirit of Walter Sisulu. The energy from Walter Sisulu. That is why it is written. The Walter Sisulus, the chief Luthules, the Yusuf Dadus, the Bram Fishers, the Robert Subucus of our time, others have died. Men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom, underline, men of extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity. That they're like they're like these people may never be known again. Perhaps it requires such depths of oppression. Underline, depths of oppression to create such heights of character. Underline, requires such depths of oppression to create such heights of character. You see, here Nelson Mandela says the extreme experience, attend very carefully, the extreme experience of slavery, the extreme experience of slavery gave birth to many freedom fighters. Fighters. What is the importance of these freedom fighters? They sacrificed their life. They sacrificed their life. They sacrificed their family. They sacrificed their children. They sacrificed their wives. And they worked for the freedom. What is the reason? They experienced the cruelty of slavery. Why this kind of sacrifice came? That much oppression they experienced. When they experience depth of oppression, they will have that power to overcome it. You see, suppose you are going to participate in a 100 meters race. You are going to participate in a 100 meters race. And you are state champion. Attend very carefully. You are state champion. And your opponent is school champion. Your opponent is a school champion. So what will be your mentality? I finish 100 meters in 10 seconds. That is, school opponent finishes 100 meters in 1 minute. So will you take any preparation, Melvin? Will you take much more preparation to defeat him? Will you take? Your opponent is taking 60 minutes to cover 100 meters. You take only 6 seconds. Is there any need of preparation for you to defeat him?
No, sir.
No, there is no need. There is a large 60 minutes into 60. That means your opponent takes 360 seconds. You are taking only 10 seconds. Clear now? Suppose instead of this school champion, your opponent is Usain Bolt. Who is Usain Bolt?
Fastest runner.
Champion, world champion.
Fastest runner.
The world champion is coming to compete with you. What will you do? You will take day and night preparation, because your opponent, you are going to experience a tougher task. Clear now? Do you follow me? In this way, the The freedom fighters of South Africa experienced such an extreme cruelty, slavery in their life. So they tried to sacrifice whatever they had in their life in order to find the freedom. So hereafter there will be no such kind of slavery. So new tabos, sislus will not be there. That is the meaning. Perhaps it requires such depths of oppression to create such heights of character. My country is rich in the minerals. My country is rich in the minerals and gems. South Africa is famous for gold, gems that lie beneath. Beneath means under. Beneath means under its soil. Under the soil of South Africa, there is a lot of minerals, large quantity of minerals. There is gold. But I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people. Underline, its greatest wealth is its people. Finer and truer than the purest diamonds. Nelson Mandela gives that much importance, that much value to humans. He says South Africa is rich in minerals. South Africa is rich in gold. South Africa can find money. South Africa can find riches by selling out these minerals, by selling out these diamonds, selling out these gems, selling out this gold. But he says, I don't give much importance to these minerals, but my precious jewel is the humans. My precious jewel is the citizens of South Africa. You see, finer and truer than the purest diamonds. Underline. The greatest, underline, greatest wealth of its people, the finer and truer than the purest diamonds. It is from these comrades, comrades means friends, friends,
Yes,
colleagues,
for politics.
friends, colleagues. Really, this word is used in the case of struggle, comrades. When people are struggling or fighting, there the people are members are known as comrades. They are not as friends. They are known as comrades. So it is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage. Nelson Mandela says, I have learned the value of courage. I have learned, I have learned the importance of being courageous. I have learned the value of freedom from the life of these people, Tobos, Sisulos. Understand? Time and again, I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. Time and again, in the course of time, in the course of time, I could see men and women gave their life for the freedom of the country. I have seen men stand up to attacks and torture without breaking, showing a strength and resilience. Resilience. Resilience means it's a kind of patience. Resilience is a kind of patience to suffer any kind of any kind of struggle, any kind of difficulties, any kind of hardships. That is resilience. It is a kind of patience. It is a patience that make the people to suffer any kind of suffering, any kind of hardships. So, showing a strength and resilience that defies the imagination, that we could not imagine, that is out of their imagination. Such a kind of suffering. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear. Underline. It is an important question. I learned courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage does not mean the absence of fear, no, but the triumph over it. Underline. When shall we say a boy is courageous, a girl is courageous? Suppose she is not afraid of anything. Suppose he is not afraid of anything. That does not mean that he is courageous. We shall call him courageous when he sees a great challenge in front of him. He faces a great hurdle in front of him that he could not be able to overcome it. It is very difficult for him to overcome it. In such occasion, he takes courage and overcome it and becomes successful. This is what is called courage. Courage. For example, you are a boy of 13 years. You are a boy of 13 years. It is a time of flood. It is a time of flood. You have experienced the flood. And you have gone to a riverside. You have gone to a riverside. In front of you, you could see a child is flowing in the river. A child is in the water that cannot swim. It is there is heavy flow of the water is there. It is dangerous. It is dangerous to be in that water. You take the courage, you jump into that water and saves the child. That is what is called courage. Clear now? Do you understand me? That is what Nelson Mandela says. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. No, it is the power. It is the power to overcome the hurdles. It is the power to overcome challenges and makes victory over it, triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. The same meaning in different sentence. The courageous man, the brave man, same. The courageous man is not a man who does not feel fear. But he who conquers his fear, another thought, you see. In the previous sentence, he told, you become courageous when he conquers your, your greatest enemy, isn't it? Am I right? Suppose there is a duel. There is a duel. What is duel? Sorry. There is a duel. There is a duel. Duel means fight between two people. Duel. 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 Fight between two people. You are going to fight with another person. Suppose, suppose you are a winner in duel. You have great power, physical power, and you are around 85 kilos, 85 kilos, and with a single smash, you can defeat a person, and Fisan is coming to fight with you. You are 85 kilos. Fisan 36 kilo. Fisan 36 kilo. And you are going to, Fisan is going to fight with this 85 kilo. What happens? This 85 kilo will give a punch, and Fisan will be 2 kilometers far. Am I right? Am I right? Can we tell that this is a competition? Can we tell that is a competition? No. But you are 85 kilo. You are 85 kilo, and your opponent is 95 kilo. Opponent is 95 kilo. Otherwise, you are 85 kilo. Pisan is 36 kilo. Pisan came and gave a nice smash, and the 85 kilo fell down. That we can. So that becomes a fight. Fight. There, what happens? Pisan at first had a fear in him. How can I fight with 84? He will smash me down. But Pisan took courage within himself and attacked him. He conquered his enemy, fear, fear. Then he got a courageous mind. Nelson Mandela says the greatest enemy in you is the fear. You are afraid of many things. You are afraid of snake. Girls, Sania, you are afraid of spider. You are afraid of lizard. Suppose you are in the classroom, a lizard is coming on the floor. What will happen? All will stand up. Fear. Because of the fear, you will not be able to do anything. So Nelson Mandela says, first of all, you have to conquer the fear that is within you. Krishna, how are you? All right. Are you all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, now. So, you see, your greatest enemy is fear that is within you. First of all, you have to conquer that fear. Then only you will get the power to face the challenges. Do you know? Do you understand? So that is written here. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. You see, simple thing. When a man is born, is he born with hatred? Hatred that he will not solve? Each and every human being is born with hatred? No, he does not have. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. I have told the shortcut of these three things, which is that I told you in the last class, the shortcut, short form of these three. Which are they? Do you remember? Anyone? The
C.
triple, the triple, you didn't write it. You should write it. The triple C. C, C, C. Color, caste, creed.
Yes, sir. Color.
Color, caste, creed. Very important thing. Very important thing. Very important thing. C, C, C. Color, caste, creed. This is religion. Religion. Skin, caste, community. You see, that is what he says. No child is born with hatred based on color of the skin, on his background, family background, or his religion, creed. Triple C, apartheid, apartheid based on triple three. People must learn to hate. People must, here you see apartheid, EI, not IE. This is wrong. Spelling is EI, apartheid. So here he says, people, very important thing, people must learn to hate. No child is born with the quality to hate others. Hate others. We have to teach somebody to hate others. And if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love also. Underline. If they can, that is very important thing. People must learn to hate. That is one underline. Then put a space. Don't underline and. If they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. Full underline, single underline, up to love. Because love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. These are the things to understand, not to study by heart. You see, a child is born to this world with the quality of love, positive quality love. That child must be taught how to hate others, how to hate others. And we learn to hate others, isn't it, Angelo? We learn how to hate others. That is why we sometimes hate our friends. Sometimes we feel hatred for maybe for 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, but we learn to hate. Mandela says, if we are able to learn hatred, it is easy to learn to love. Very simple mathematical formula. A student says, I can learn science, physics, chemistry, biology very well. Sir, I cannot study social studies. Hmm? I say, I can learn physics, chemistry, biology very well. I cannot study social studies, sir. This is equal to this. If you can learn how to hate, it is easy to learn how to love, because love is a natural quality of human being. You need not love. You need not study how to love. Who has taught you to love your mother, Gauri?
No one.
No one has taught you, isn't it? But you love your mother, isn't it? Am I
Yes.
right? We, not you, we love our mother very much. Nobody has taught a syllabus. This is the way to love your mother. Did anybody is taught? No, nobody is taught. Love is a natural impulse. Love is a natural quality that comes out of us. But a man uh, should be taught to hate. My friend comes and that man, that boy isn't it? That boy is so notorious. Let us hate him. We are taught to hate, and we learn how to hate. So Nelson Mandela says, if you can learn hatred, how to hate, it is easy for you to learn how to love. For means because love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. That opposite is hatred. Even in the grimmest times in prison, even in the most difficult, grimmest, most difficult times in the prison, when my comrades means friends of freedom fight, those who are in the fight, my comrades and I were pushed to our limits of freedom. We were thrown into the extreme suffering. We were there in the jail without freedom. I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the gods, perhaps just for a second. You see, even Nelson Mandela says, before the independence of South Africa, Nelson Mandela was considered as criminal. And he was caught by the police officers and he was put in jail. And you can imagine in the jail how the prisoners will be treated. Will be they given nuts, fruits, milk? No, they will be given the extreme suffering. They will be hated by the police officers, jail officers. And now you see, here you see, Nelson Mandela was against the British government. British government. And he was jailed by the British officers. So, will the British jailers show sympathy to Nelson Mandela?
No.
Never, never. They will do more harm. They will give more struggle. They will give more pain to these prisoners. Still, Nelson Mandela says, my comrades and I were pushed to our limits. Minimum freedom. I would see, or you can say, I could see, I could see a glimmer of humanity, a slight ray, a slight ray of humanity, humanness, kindness. I could see the slightest ray of kindness in one of the gods. Perhaps it might be for a second, but it was enough to reassure me and keep me going on. That was enough me to keep on my courage. Ashik, suppose you have lost all the marks. You have lost all the now. Mama bought a new gear cycle with the gear. I don't know whether you have or not. A costly gear cycle because my son is in class 10. Let it be a boost. Let him study very well. So Ashik was riding the cycle near Kochigadavu, Pothuseri, Parakadavu, Kuttidod area. He was riding his cycle alone as a hero, and he was enjoying the ride. And he said, Mama, thank you. Very good cycle. You see? And he kept the cycle outside locked and he went to sleep. At night, what happened? The cycle was stolen. The cycle was stolen. In the morning, when he went to take the cycle was not there. Ashik was so upset. Ashik was so upset. He began to cry because that cycle cost 12,000 rupees.
Don't say that I just bought a new cycle.
Mhm.
Don't say that I just bought a new cycle.
That cycle is stolen and it cost 12,000 and it was given a promotion, promoting your studies. And you were sitting and silently and crying inside your room. Then you are thinking, how can I ask my mama to purchase one more cycle? No, I cannot. At that time, when you are lying your head down on the table and crying, mama comes and pats on your back, pats on you, and says, no problem, no problem. Later, we will get a new one. Later, you will get a new one. Ashik thinks that Mama cannot, I just imagine only, Mama cannot purchase a new cycle for me because she has no money. She has money, but imagine, she has no money. But that fact itself is great for you to study in a better way without cycle. Am I right? Cycle is not needed. Already it is given. But that fact, no problem. Don't worry. That word itself gave him a boost for studies. Here Nelson Mandela says, he was put in struggle. All the freedom is taken out of him. And he was beaten in the jail. But among those jailers, among those officers, one of them showed a little mercy. When all the officers went, one came to him, Nelson, do you want kanji? And without seeing anybody, he brought some kanji to him. Maybe one day, Nelson Mandela says, only that one day incident gave me great boost, great boost, you see. But it was enough to reassure me and keep on going. Man's goodness is a flame. Underline. Man's goodness is a flame, a flicker, a light that can be hidden but never extinguished. You may have a number of good qualities. Sometimes you may not be able to show it out, but it is inside that will not be destroyed. In some more other occasion, it will come out. Nelson Mandela says, man's goodness is a flame that cannot be hidden. Flame, can you hide a flame? That will be blown off. Then it is not a flame. If it is a flame, that will be out. Am I right? Am I right, Anjali? Am I right? If it is a flame, that cannot be hidden. If you hide it, that will be blown off. So it is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. Sometimes you can use a large vessel and cover it, but it cannot be extinguished. It will go down in the bottom of your heart. When the necessity comes, it will come out. It will come out. Okay. So it is time. The rest we will see in the next class. Read the lesson very well. Okay. Today itself. Okay. Thank you.